16th July, 1945. This was the day when the weapon that destroyed humanity, the atomic bomb, was being tested for the first time. For the first time in human history, a weapon had been put into the battlefield that was going to change the world forever. The physicist who made this atomic bomb was J. Robert Oppenheimer, and he had no idea that the weapon he had made could be so terrifying. When he saw the destruction of the atom bomb with his own eyes, he said these historical sentences.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Why and how did this atomic bomb put Oppenheimer on the brink of destruction? The man whose hard work won America World War II. Why did America humiliate and disgrace it in the world? Welcome to a new video once again. Viewers, Oppenheimer had done a lot of great things in his life, but he will always be remembered as the father of atomic bombs in history. Born in 1904 and at the age of only 18, his dream of becoming a chemist, and he went to Harvard. As soon as he got admission, he couldn't join classes for a year due to illness. But still, he completed his 4-year degree in just 3 years. Along with becoming a chemist, he was also very interested in physics. After graduating from Harvard, he went to Göttingen University in Germany for research on theoretical physics, and he had completed his FEACH at the age of 23. He was not very good at communicating with people. He was just very focused on his research. He came back to the US and started his research again. He had no connection with the atomic bomb. But then Hitler came to power in Europe, and he gave some German scientists the task of making the world's most powerful weapon. Now, here is the entry of Albert Einstein. Yes, Einstein took Hitler's threat and wrote a letter to American President Roosevelt, saying that we should also make such a weapon. Otherwise, Hitler can take over us. After reading Einstein's letter, the American president took immediate action and ordered the US military to start a research project on the atomic bomb. This famous project is now known as the Manhattan Project. It is believed that the atomic bomb would never have been made if Albert Einstein had not written this letter to the American president. But that didn't happen. Albert Einstein's background was from Germany, and the US Army suspected that Einstein was up to something. This is why the Project Manhattan was handed over to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was very much in favor of Einstein's views, and he also wanted America to become an atomic bomb. For this secret project, a whole city was built in New Mexico, which is called Los Alamos. The US government started spending a lot of money on the project. In the period of 1945, a total of $2 billion was spent on this project. In the history of America, this was going to be the most important and secret project in the world. But it was very challenging for the US military to keep this secret. In Los Alamos, 130,000 workers worked on the Manhattan Project. These people were selected after a long investigation, so that no news about the project could be spread to the outside world. These included scientists, technicians, and researchers, and lower staff. Everyone was given instructions not to tell anyone about the project, not even their families. No one knew each other by real name. Everyone was given a fake name, and the project site had a rule that if someone's real name was leaked, he would be punished. The letters were sent to the fake address, P.O. Box, 1663, New Mexico. Even the city name was not mentioned in the official letters. The censorship department used to open all the letters and read them before sending them. Similarly, the letters were read out to the children. The project site was kept very securely. Workers could not enter without an entry pass and could not leave the site without an exit pass. Even the birth certificate of the children born in Los Alamos did not have a city name, but only P.O. Box 1663. All this was being done so that no small information about atomic bombs could leak. Oppenheimer had already done research on nuclear fission before Project Manhattan. This is a reaction in which atoms can be split, and more energy can be generated. The heaviest element in nature is uranium, has 92 protons, and 146 neutrons and 146 neutrons in one atom. If you add them up, you get the total atomic mass of uranium, which is 230. Now, scientists have found that if you go through a specific process, you get uranium, 235 from it. And this is an extremely unstable element. That is, if a neutron is collided with this new uranium. As soon as it splits, new neutrons are released, which are obtained from other uranium, 235 atoms. And this reaction repeats again and again. This entire chain reaction is completed in just a few microseconds, and the result of all the reactions is a powerful explosion and energy release. If a nuclear bomb is compared to a normal tent bomb, it is like mixing an elephant with an ant. Just imagine that a 1 kg atomic bomb is equivalent to a 3,500 kg teen bomb. That is, the little boy bomb, which had destroyed the entire Nagasaki. If it had to be destroyed with a tent bomb, then America would have to drop a 1.5 kg teen bomb. It is so heavy that even today, no shit will be able to lift it. The biggest loss of using uranium was that it is a natural element and can be mined in a limited quantity. Researchers created a new element of uranium collision, which was not natural and was more unstable than uranium, 235. This element was plutonium. 239, was in a hurry to launch it, because on one hand, World War I was going on, and on the other hand, the US was also in danger that Germany might prepare this bomb before it. Finally, on 16th July, 1945, the world's first atomic bomb was ready, and now it was time to test it. When it was detonated, the whole world was terrified to see its intensity. Oppenheimer and other scientists, the world was terrified. Oppenheimer and other scientists who were part of this project were also terrified of this weapon. This was the first weapon to put human civilization in danger, which was now in the hands of humans. Without knowing what effects it could have on humanity, the United States used it in the cities of Japan, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. More than 250,000 people lost their lives in these two attacks. 6 days later, Japan put down its weapons in front of America, and this is where World War I's the end took place. Now, you might be thinking that America would be very happy with the actions of Oppenheimer and would give him the Nobel Prize. But that was not the case. Oppenheimer expressed a lot of regret in the beginning because his creation had killed millions of people. This incident had completely broken him from inside, and he started to separate himself from the world. If he wanted, this power of America could have shifted elsewhere in minutes. That is why Oppenheimer has now proved to be a very delicate tool for the US, and various American agencies started keeping an eye on Oppenheimer. But then, what was feared happened. In 1949, the biggest enemy of the US, the Soviet Union, suddenly launched atomic bombs and killed the world. The technology had leaked, but the US had no idea where it came from. America did not have such an idea. Everyone's suspicion went to Oppenheimer because his girlfriend was also a member of the Communist Party, and his wife was also a member of the Communist Party. The Soviet Union of the American Communist Party had a very close relationship with the Soviet Union, but Oppenheimer himself had no interest in politics. The American president now ordered to put a veil over it. An inquiry was held in which the accusation of being an agent of the Soviet Union was put on Oppenheimer. He insisted on his statement that he had no link with communism and the Soviets. No one had any evidence, but the decision was still against him. Those who once held the status of powerful scientists were humiliated in Minto, and all their security clearance and project rights were taken away. Albert Einstein and the scientific community raised their voices against this decision, but it was of no use. For the next few years, Oppenheimer quietly lived his life and stayed away from the government project. Then, about 7 years later, in 1961, John F. Kennedy became the American president, and he offered Oppenheimer that he would make a new free and fair tribunal for Oppenheimer, which would give him his security clearance back. But this time, Oppenheimer refused. John F. Kennedy knew he was innocent. That's why he gave Oppenheimer the biggest scientific award in America, but it was too late. Oppenheimer was diagnosed with cancer and died in 1966. His ashes were dumped on a beach in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is now known as the Oppenheimer Beach. We hope you will like and share this video. Thank you for your kind comments. See you in the next video.